everybody, it's Diane Brandon Moody, and I'm back again with Fiftysomething Love, the podcast for women over 50. We talk love, relationships, we talk our own self-esteem, we talk health, pretty much anything that affects a woman over 50. I'm a dating coach for women over 50. If you need any help like that, feel free to visit my website, dianebrandonmoody.com. And you can also get a list of 50 places to meet men over 50 on that site. So happy that you're here. Today is another episode with a guest, and I'm very excited about this because I know what she does is so needed in the world. Let's welcome Lisa Pierro, who is a coach who helps women understand their inner critic and to stop judging themselves. Am I saying it right? Am I close?
Yeah, you're very close, Diane. And I help women to just really understand that nagging voice inside and bring it to become a friend and quiet it down on the negative side and really just provide space for people to safely step into the world as the beautiful, loving, magnificent being that they are.
Oh, how beautiful. That's a beautiful way to put it. I love that. The world does a number on women sometimes, with patriarchal culture being the way it is. And so tell us a little bit about how you work and what's the kind of woman that comes to you looking for help.
Yeah, so, a lot of us have troubles in our relationships. And sometimes the troubles get so much that we eat ourselves up inside. And then we begin hiding behind defensiveness. We're hiding behind all these barriers that are trying to protect us, that we think we're using to protect us. But really what they're doing is they're creating separation. And so when a person is in that kind of state and everything that they hear, their hearing is in a way, I want to say it's distorted. It's distorted by all their past. And so when someone says, oh, here, let me help you with that and show you something, what they're hearing inside might be, oh, you're a effing idiot and you can't even figure that out. So let me show you the right way. I've worked with women that are married to engineers, and I have to laugh because I'm married to an engineer. I used to hear
Me
that
too.
voice.
I am too.
Ever hear
I know
that
exactly
voice?
what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like they can do it perfectly, but I'm going to beat myself up because I do it my way. And, we've got to stop doing that and know that if we begin to hear that our partner is really there to share and give with love, they're not there to criticize us, but that's what we're thinking. That's what we're hearing. And then when we hear it that way, my natural response was, ooh, put up the barriers and go, oh no, and just bite back. And that sure does not make for a good relationship. You get that back and forth. So, that's where I step in. I have a course, Taming the Inner Judge. I have a little novella that's kind of fun to read about Sarah and her journey. So then we'll start with the course, and then we work together alongside the course in learning how to bring out that magnificence that I mentioned earlier, to stop responding in the way that creates a divide.
I get that. That sounds beautiful. I the thought that just popped up in my head is my husband's an engineer. He's retired now, and here I have ADHD that was diagnosed about 6 months ago. I'm 63 years old, and I just found out. But gosh,
Congratulations! Yeah, you put a little label
everything.
on it. I'm sure you have functioned and figured things out all your life, but sometimes it's
yeah.
nice to have that, right?
And I will continue to figure it out. But it was like, oh, that explains a lot. I think it's kind of funny that someone who's so straight-laced that 5 o'clock means 5 o'clock, not 5:01. I mean, 5:01, no, no. If you're there at 5, you're running late, no. And then there's me that I think somewhere in 5-10 minutes doesn't even count. I mean, like, I'm in the hood. Come on. I just think it's hilarious that we kind of end up together because we have such different ways of looking at the world. Do you ever run into clients like that?
Oh, absolutely. Opposites attract, right? The old saying. But it's not only that opposites attract, it's that when opposites are functioning as their authentic self, things work beautifully because you have these different ideas coming in. And so when things are working well, which is usually great in the beginning of our relationship, the first 10 years, and it's really flowing, you're actually helping each other and creating an incredible, beautiful outcome. It's there when it starts getting negative and we get fearful, and the fear, it's the world out there brings it into us, that fear. So yeah, definitely a lot of people are opposites. Some people are very similar. My husband eats at 11:30 every day for lunch. And I also do think that 5 o'clock is late if your appointment is 5 o'clock. But there is that more gray for me more so than a lot of engineer type or analytical thinkers. It's black and white, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, right?
No, it doesn't. I I think we kind of provide a good balance for each other most of the time, and then there's the other time when we're driving each other crazy
But
over
that makes
over
it
that.
fun.
Yeah, it does. So how did you get into this? Was it your experience that kind of got you into that? How did you arrive at this profession?
Well, I've always been some form of a coach, whether it was when I was in medical device manufacturing and a quality manager. The best managers out there are coaches because they're there to build people up. And when I was in the education system and teaching is coaching. And so, uh, I don't know, about 2016, I saw this thing about coaching and jumped in. And so I'm now an Internationally Coaching Federation accredited, like ICF, all those letters. But, because I believe coaching should be regulated, and the ICF does regulate it. So I am actually accredited through them. But how it got here is I just kept taking more classes and learning about what people do as coaching. And then how did I get here? Of course, one day I'm like, what is my niche? Who do I serve? I want to help everyone. But I was sitting there going, my husband just, again, I heard an old voice from long ago. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling that stress. I just don't want other women. I want them to know that they can make a change in their relationship just by them making a change. Because, it's like near impossible to get some men to go to counseling or go to it. So if the relationship had worked at one point or another, when you bring love into a relationship and compassion and kindness, the other person can't help but step into that again. So I love helping people who have been on that downslope and they really want to make their relationship work again. Or they're stepping into a new relationship and they don't want to bring that old baggage with them of feeling defensive. So, I do love helping women know that we can live as our beautiful self from all the way inside, the innocence, the joyful person, and that it just takes one step at a time and working with someone, walking that journey together. Yeah. Thanks for asking that.
That's amazing. I I think it's a super empowering thought that like I serve people over 50 who are looking to find the love of their lives, and so often they all, and I was this way, I totally get it. People believe it's always the other person. There are just no good men out there. There's no good men. There's no good women, whatever. And the minute you try to introduce them to the concept that perhaps maybe they're looking through a dirty lens, or maybe they're, you know, maybe there's a reason why it's working the way it is. There's a lot of defensiveness, but to me, it's an empowering thought because I can't change the other person no matter how much I want to. I can't change them. Why am I putting all that energy into trying? It's just crazy. Half the energy and you change your own perspective, and it's an immediate change, I think.
Mm.
Nope.
That's why you are the beautiful person that you are, is because you take ownership of how you step into the world. And that is, like you said, so empowering to take that ownership of who am I going to show up as? And I think you must have looked at my course because I have those dirty lenses. What lens are you looking through?
Really? I have not, but it's nice to know the great minds think alike, isn't it? Yeah, but I mean, you do. You look through kind of screwy lenses, and everything looks out of whack. That isn't
Mm-hmm.
fun. So tell me about where you live and when you met your husband, or whatever personal stuff you want to share. I'd love to hear a little bit more about you personally.
Well, I live in Southern California, and I met my husband 30, I don't know, about 32 years ago. I was working in my lab, and I heard this voice. Oh, wow. What voice is that? It's a Boston accent.
Mm, those are recognizable. Yeah.
It was recognizable, and I was like, wow. So, we started sailing together and got to know each other and developed a relationship. But, and now I got to use the three's a charm because he was my third marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Tried a couple on before we decided to have kids, and so three's a charm there. And we have three beautiful grown children, and three's a charm there. Let's see, pets. Oh, we have some chickens. We had we had three of those too, but that hawk came along.
Oh, oh,
Now we have two, but
oh dear.
we love the fresh eggs there. So yeah. Also, I was saying I'm in Southern California. We got to see whales last weekend when we took a sailboat out. We both are
Wow.
captain sailboats, and I'll tell you, being on the ocean is just incredible. One of my very favorite places to relax.
I bet. Not much can get to you there, huh?
No, you can't get. You try not to get online. You keep everything put away, and you just gotta focus on not getting seasick.
I'm afraid I'm screwed there. So what got you into sailing? How did you get into that?
So this was 34 or 5 years ago before I even met my husband. My mom bought a piece of property, and sitting on the piece of property was this 13-foot Coronado called Broomhilda. Coronado is a small sailboat. It's one of those ones that you go sailing and you stick your feet under the strap and you hike way back out and you hike out and you're sailing with the wind, almost like a catamaran, but not, you don't tilt up so high. But you're sailing and you're just feeling the wind in your sails, well, until the strap pops and you fly it back because the strap needed replacing. But yeah, so that's how I got into sailing, and that actually did happen with my husband. He's a big boat sailor, and he was sailing before we met, and he would sail on anything 25 foot and over. So when I was telling him, hey, Brian, stick your feet under the strap, hike out, he's like, I don't know about this. And well, my boat needed a few repairs, and so he did stick his feet under there, and he landed right in the ocean.
And he likes you anyway.
And he liked me anyway. Yeah.
How funny. Awesome. Well, if somebody is looking to tame their inner judge, where do they find you?
Well, thanks for asking about that. I have a website, and that's probably the easiest way. And it's the letter U, the letter R, Discovery. So yourdiscovery.com.
Great. You are discovery.com. Lisa Pierro. Thank you so much for being with us today, Lisa. Anything else you want to add before we say adios for the afternoon?
No, it's been such a pleasure conversing with you today and just having a few good laughs. I appreciate that and taking the time out and inviting me here. I really appreciate you reaching out and saying, hey, let's talk.
Sure. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And I loved our discussion. I like keeping these episodes kind of short so people can walk their dog and get back to their business. But again, we try to be a little bit of everything for women who are over 50. And I know by the time we get to 50 and above, we have inner judges, because if nothing else, the world does that to you. So it's nice to know that there's a place where we can work on that. And again, Lisa Pierro, you are discovery.com. I was going to mess that up. You are discovery.com. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank everyone for being here.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. It was a pleasure to talk to you once again. And we will be chatting again next Wednesday on Fiftysomething Love. And I hope everybody has a great day. And please go drink some champagne for no good reason. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye-bye.